like sun in the hizzle, all shizzle dizzle. We got an excellent show here today. I hope my mic is good. As soon as somebody comes in, I'm gonna ask for a mic check. Oh man, but I'm just gonna have to go on faith that my mic is working correctly. I hope y'all can't hear the truck. If y'all can hear the truck, let me know. So, what is the Monroe Doctrine? James Monroe, the president. Which president was it? I can't remember which president it was. Back in the 1800s. How's my mic, by the way? Okay, I got a thumbs up. I think my mic is good. James Monroe, to prevent no truck noise, stream is good. Okay, thanks, Rob. So, as you know, Monroe, during the, I want to say Mexican, Spanish American War, Mexo War, Mexican, Spanish, Mexican. Anywho, he created the Monroe Doctrine so that we would not be invaded from our neighbors. What's up, my brother? What's going on with Like to Talk Sports? So yeah, I'm just Dmitry Medvedev, man. He called out America big time, man. He called out the hypocrisy. We have what they call the Monroe Doctrine from James Monroe, saying that nobody on our borders. It basically prevents. I'm paraphrasing any type of threat to the U.S. And to show a modern example of that, the Bay of Pigs in Cuba, Russia was supplying Cuba with missiles, and we were like, oh, hell no, you're not going to put missiles on our borders. And so we have lived by this doctrine that Canada cannot have no alliance with no other people because they're right on our borders, and Mexico can't have no alliance with any other body because they're on our borders. And so Dmitry Medvedev has called that out. He said, look, man, we need a Russian I'm paraphrasing. He didn't actually say it, but he did mention the Monroe Doctrine. But what he was saying, and I'm paraphrasing, that if America can have a Monroe Doctrine, why can't we? Why can't we have security guarantees just like Ukraine? A Monroe Doctrine, just what's going on, Pico? Just like America. Can somebody explain that to me? Why we can have a Monroe Doctrine, meaning nobody can put missiles on our borders, but it's okay for us to put NATO troops and missiles. Can y'all hear me? Mic check, check one, two, mic check. Can y'all hear me? I got a phone call. I'm gonna have to put it on no disturb. I don't know. I still don't know how to do that. Oh boy. How's my mic? Okay, thumbs up. Okay, thanks, Rob Cat. So yeah, it's a hypocrisy. It is a hypocrisy because we, America, we don't allow. I mean, we know this. We don't allow. We're not going to allow nobody on our borders to put missiles on our borders. We're not going to do it. We're not. We're just not going to do it. And so, but we expect. But I won't even say it's us because Donald Donald Trump Donald Trump um, is not seeing eye to eye with the Europeans of NATO. The Europeans of NATO, they're still they're still they're still on the policies of Joe Biden. Joe Biden is to have this hard position against Russia, and you know, Trump is like, nah. Well, you know what we'll do, which is smart on his part. Don't necessarily agree, but it is smart. He is now selling weapons to NATO, and then NATO is giving weapons to Ukraine. I don't necessarily agree with that unless we walk away from NATO, because NATO, we're still contributing to NATO. And unless we cut off our funding for NATO, it's like we're still supplying weapons to Ukraine. And so I expect Donald Trump to be the businessman that he is to see this as a problem, us still funding, But I think he has a greater plan. I hope he has a greater plan, but I hope eventually he has steps to walk away from NATO. That's what I'm hoping. I guess I could hope, but I don't think. I don't. You know, on one instance, he talks about he wants to stop the killing and dying in Ukraine, but then he's turning around and supplying Ukraine with weapons. It don't make any sense to me. It makes no sense at all. But to give Donald Trump some credit, I know he's getting a lot of pressure from our Senate, uh, mainly our Senate. I don't even know. Our Congress is on vacation, so I can't really. I know Marjorie Taylor Greene and people, and then who else? I know a lot of the Congress members of the MAGA. They're against sending more money to Ukraine. However, the Senate, they're a bunch of rhinos, and so they're have a whole different agenda, and that's why you got your Lindsey Grahams, your whoever in the Senate, man. They're rhinos, and they're pro-war. They're old Bush Republicans, and so they're all for. Well, let's just say they're rhinos because even Bush had enough sense to be like, we're not going to expand our borders to, NATO borders on Russia's borders, but you know, we're just here to keep it simple, you guys. We're just here to keep it simple. We're just here to keep it simple. No NATO troops on Russia's borders. Now, NATO has moved the goalpost once again because they kept screaming, "Oh, we want a ceasefire, ceasefire." Man, Trump just like shrugged that away, which is good. I'm all for that because Putin he came to Donald Trump. He said, "Man, forget a ceasefire or frozen conflict. Let's have a resolve and end the war. Let's just end the war. A ceasefire is just, timeout, timeout. We need to resupply weapons. We need to resupply, missiles. We need to supply ammunition. That's what a ceasefire is. Okay, let's fire again. Give a timeout so the losing side can goddamn try to re-up so they can get back in the fight. And Putin is saying, no, 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 no. No ceasefire. Let's end the war. And so when Putin and Trump met in Alaska, they came to that agreement. They came to the agreement. That's why Donald Trump was not pushing for he was not pushing for a, let me back up, y'all, because I don't want to stand in nobody's way while, I don't want to stand in nobody's way because I think I'm in the way. I believe I'm in the way. I believe I'm in the way. I think they're heating up the asphalt, but I'm gonna damn just pull aside. So Putin and Donald Trump came to a consensus in Alaska that a ceasefire is a waste of time. Let's resolve the conflict. Let's just resolve the conflict. Okay. Donald Trump has said on occasions after he said that Ukraine is getting their ass kicked. And it's a stupid idea thinking that you can defeat Russia. So our president has acknowledged that. France has not acknowledged that. Germany has not acknowledged that. Um, England definitely has not acknowledged that. But America has acknowledged that. So He's already created the off ramps to separate us from NATO's agenda. Not separated from NATO yet, but he is creating the foundation. He's creating the builder blocks. He's creating the Jenga. Y'all ever play? Plus one of y'all play Jenga. He is creating the building blocks of us to. He's constructing the exit. He's formulating the exit. And so, um, one. Okay. You remember Jenga? Okay, Robcat. So he's formulating the off ramp for us to. Well, he's building the foundation already. He's like, look, no ceasefire. So now they're moving the goalposts, saying, oh well, we want security guarantees for Ukraine. Well, watch this, y'all. NATO, except for Hungary and Slovakia, has said we stand by Ukraine. So already you got nations saying they stand with Ukraine. So then that makes them biased towards Russia. Russia is saying, why don't you have troops from like China, troops from, I don't know, Brazil, neutral states come in and be the mediators as far as security? No, Europe was like, no, we want our people. What kind of sense does that make? What kind of sense does that make? I mean, are the people in NATO, are they just, what are they thinking? What are they thinking? They're saying that they want to be security guarantees and they want their troops. That's a no-go for Russia. Russia's saying no. They're implementing their Monroe Doctrine, Russia's Monroe Doctrine. They're saying no NATO troops on the ground. What part don't you get that through your thick skull? No NATO troops on our borders. Do I have to do this in sign language? No NATO troops on our borders. Look like gang signs, huh? No NATO troops on our borders. That's a red line for Russia. What are they not getting through their thick skull? So the suspicion is there, of course, because they're not making any sense. Like Russia was like, look, any that we'll take on. I mean, the common sense thing to do is get troops from non-NATO members. Non-NATO members, and like America, we're NATO members, so no, we don't need to be having our troops on the ground either. Which I think Trump is he's trying to slide out the door. Trump is trying to slide out the door. It's like everybody at a party. You ever been all everybody socializing at the party, and it'd be that one guy pretending to drink, and he just kind of slide away. If y'all, press it too if y'all have experienced that or have known somebody do that. Because I used to be that person, just kind of slide out. You know what I'm saying? Um, what I'm getting at is that this is why it's taking me so long to been that guy. Okay, Rob. Yeah. I think I've been that guy too. Right, and that's what Trump is trying to do. Trump got the drink in his hand. Everybody's socializing. He's trying to just slide out the door. That's what he's trying to do right now. He's trying to slide out the door because NATO is not making any sense. Like when Putin came to Alaska, he clearly broke down the whole thing of why the Ukraine conflict really started. What Putin, because Putin been saying this, Sergei Lavrov been saying it, Dmitry Medvedev been saying it, Russia has been saying it, that they're there to protect the independent republics of the Donbass and the Russian-speaking people, and they were petitioned to help them because the Kiev government was slaughtering them because they're trying to ban Russian language, they're trying to ban their religion, they're trying to ban their whole way of life, and they wanted to ban Russian language out of schools, and Russia wasn't having it, or the Russian-speaking people of the Donbass wasn't having it, and they asked Putin to come assist them. So I say this to say that everything that I've been saying on this channel, Trump got firsthand directly from Putin, and Putin told the story. If not Putin, because like I say, I know Putin um, speak English, but he doesn't speak English as well as Sergei Lavrov. Now Sergei Lavrov, you know, he's a different type of brother, man. That his English is so well, like he can tell jokes better than damn a lot of Americans can. That's how good his English is. And you know, you got to have punchline timing. You got to have your charisma when you're telling jokes. Joker said they want protection, but don't have anyone as NATO broke the treaty about expansion to them. Right, Joker. They're the ones that are being the aggressors here. They're painting Putin as the aggressor, but it's like, why would y'all have come out and said y'all spoke ill about him? Are you a Trump supporter? Absolutely, yes, I am. I am a Trump supporter. Um, Machizi, I ain't seen you in a while. What's going on? Yeah, I'm a Trump supporter because hey, I'm a truck driver, so I have to support Trump. When it comes to the land of let's just say, yeah, he was the best man for the job in the United States. So to answer your question, yes, I am a Trump supporter. Now, let's get back to any other questions you got before I get started. Any other questions? I do welcome, we welcome questions, man. NATO is an expansion of the Democrat Party. You're right. You're right. And you know what's so funny about this whole thing, Joker? But Trump recognizes that. So is all those NATO members, as of right now, campaigned against Trump. They were like, oh, Kamala Harris, they were hoping that Trump, and this is during the time we were trying to lock up Trump. They were hoping that Trump would lose. And they were just hoping. They were hoping that he would get convicted. They were hoping Trump was sent to jail and all that. They were loving it. All those people right now, especially goddamn Stomer and who else? Stomer. I don't know if Macron. I don't know if he was damn rallying for damn Kamala. I'm gonna have to look it up. But Stromer was definitely, man, of England. Yeah, he was definitely rooting. And the goddamn guy up in Canada. Oh yeah, they were rooting for Kamala Harris, man. So yeah, Trump. This is why Trump treats them like school children. This is why Trump treats them like school children. Now I will say this. Um, Vladimir Putin. Um, like I said, have the opportunity, but I guess Sergei Lavrov was there because, like I say, Sergei Lavrov, peace to the arena in the chat. What's going on, MD, man? I'm glad MD's here because y'all do know MD is the head NATO member. Y'all do know, everybody said hello to the head NATO member. That's MD. A lot of people don't know that it's not Starmer, it's not Macron, it's not Merz, it's not Salami Lady in Italy. It's MD because MD has the best argument. What? We're having Trump to get to vote to be charged with the crime. Wait, huh? Wait, what? Wait. The word hopping Trump did get to vote and be charged with a crime. Wait, huh? I don't understand you. Rephrase your question. Oh, that's Joker's question. Oh, MD said what? Yeah, MD, man, you actually have the best arguments that I've heard because they need to hire you, MD, because everybody in NATO, except for goddamn Hungary, Fico, and the guy from Hungary and the guy from Slovakia, they got some sense. They got some sense, but they trying to get rid of them. But you, as far as funding Ukraine and you love Slava Ukraine, you need to be like the head of NATO because you got the best arguments because the rest of them ain't got good arguments at all, MD. The rest of them got terrible arguments. A ceasefire? A ceasefire? Oh, because you're losing. Oh, you want a ceasefire because you're losing. Joker said, they were hoping Trump didn't win or that he would get charged with the crime. Yeah, that's right, Joker. Yeah, that's right. And Stromer was one of them. And this is why Trump treats them like children. You know, Putin gets the red carpet, and then they come in. They gotta wait. They weren't even greeted at the door. The damn press secretary greeted all the damn European NATO members at the door, and then he had them sitting around. And then Trump was like Don Corleone. You skipped my message. What was your message? I'm sorry. What was your message, bro? You only left one message. Are you a Trump? You said, am I a Trump supporter? And I said yes. So how did I skip your message, Machizo? I said yes, I'm a Trump supporter. Why? And I said, I guess, is my video skipping because I don't know. This guy didn't hear what I had said about me being a Trump supporter. I said yes, I'm a Trump supporter, and I said that Trump is the best person for the job in this country. As far as who was running, he was the best. So yeah, I support Trump. Now, do you have any other questions? My message, I can see your message. Oh, it's not showing up? It looked like it's showing up now. Okay, so MD says NATO has always been historically a Republican agenda. Question, why not have smoke for the Baltic states joining NATO? Because the Baltic states are not a real threat, MD. You know that, and you got the sea dividing them, and they have a really, really small army. However, they are building up. Russia is building up troops around St. Petersburg. I don't know if you know that. Not you of all people should know that. Yeah, they are building troops around St. Petersburg, which is up in the Baltic Sea, in that area. So yeah, they're not blind to Finland and Sweden joining NATO. They're not blind to that. And Putin is a chess player. He is aware that they're trying to set up beef in Moldova, set up beef in Georgia. So they trying to cause all these conflicts because they know they done lost Ukraine. So they're trying to create another conflict in Georgia, in Moldova, in goddamn the Baltic. St. Petersburg is close to Poland. Great observation. It's close to Poland. Great observation. I thought St. Petersburg was more north. I thought it was more north, but but to I was looking at that, and again, because of the Ukraine situation, they want Russia to spread themselves thin. They are sending troops near Finland. Don't get it twisted, MD. Don't think Russia's like sleeping on damn Finland. Finland, Poland, that area. Okay. So yeah, Poland, Finland. Okay. So you are aware that they are training in that area. Like they're not sleeping. They're not slipping at all. You know, then the Russians are not slipping. MD, you are. I know that you know that. Even though MD is the same person, and then there's nothing wrong with this MD, but you stayed up thinking that goddamn. Oh shit! Are they calling me? Yeah, it look like they calling me. Okay. All right, child. Look like I'm gonna get this last load. MD, you got a show tonight? I wish I can get you on the show right now, man. I was gonna redo a whole nother show because I wanted to ask you. First of all, I need to ask you: when are you gonna be a president, the CEO of NATO? Because you got the best argument. Because you need to go over there and train those Europeans on their debate skills and points. Because there's, NATO is silly. Yes, sir. 8 p.m. Okay, so he's doing. Okay, so everybody subscribe to MD. He's doing a show tonight at 8 p.m. I can't promise I can come to that MD because I got stuff I got to do at night. But damn, you do all your shows at night. Damn. I wish we can get a daytime show going. But let me give a shout out because they're about to load me. I'm gonna give a shout out to MD. Let me give a shout out to Michizi. I don't understand where Michizi's going with all his stuff. Shout out to Rob Cat. Shout out to Pico. Pico's in the house. Shout out to Relaxers Talk Sports. Man, shout out to everybody, man. I'll ask next time I'm in Brussels. Okay, yeah. You need to do that, MD. You need to be part of the NATO membership because you have the best arguments. I mean, you got the best arguments of why we should just waste money on them Ukraine. You have the best arguments, of why we should waste money. Like you are the king of why we should waste money in Ukraine. Like why we should further fund that losing war in Ukraine. Like you got the best arguments. That's why I nominate you for the CEO of Ukraine. I mean of NATO. In fact, not only the CEO of NATO, you should be the president of Ukraine because they're thinking about they want to replace Zelensky with Zelensky, but I think you should be the president of Ukraine too. So you should be the president of Ukraine and the CEO of NATO. That's what I think. Hold on, y'all. Okay, I think that's it. They're only gonna give me 16 tons. All right. All right, y'all. Let me get going. I'm out, y'all. Peace.